Hello friends, in today's class we are going to talk about Conway effect. Welcome here, and we are talking about Conway effect that may occur in a process which is non-preemptive. Okay, so we can have the situation faced in non-preemptive scheduling policy. Now this is the representation of this Conway effect, that there is a large let's say a large bus, or you can say the tram, and beforehand there is a smaller vehicle on, that is your cars. Okay, now the until unless this will pass by, okay, until unless this will pass by, all the small cars have to wait, right? So that will make them this is a dependency is there. Until unless this is using some resource, let's say it is in the road, and until unless this will cross, others has to wait. So practically we are talking about, this is the longer job and the short job is going to starved. Okay, starving means it will not be given resources. Okay, so CPU will not be allocated something like this. Resources will not be allocated. So now here to longer job means CPU intensive jobs. Okay, so there is a CPU intensive jobs and there is a IO intensive jobs. So now here the idea here in this case is that if you allocate the CPU to the CPU intensive job, which is required longer burst time, then it will hold the CPU for the longest period of the time, and others will be allocated later which required a smaller burst of CPU. A smaller burst of CPU. Right, so in this here in this case, so now what will happen is that in terms of utilization, if CPU is okay, CPU utilization is okay, but for the longer period of the time your IO device will remain idle, right? So because of this situation, that if someone is holding the CPU for the longer period of the time, and that is called that is making the other jobs which are IO intensive job to remain idle. So this IO device will be remain idle for the longer period of the time. It remain idle. So, and that is the reason that we can say that utilization is affected over here, because we are not letting this smaller job to finish first. But you can't do anything in case of, let's say, FCFS. If first job arrives with which is a CPU intensive jobs, then definitely this is going to have a effect that is called Conway effect. So to summarize this Conway effect, only understand that the longer jobs causing the short jobs to starve. Okay, and that lead to a less utilization of the resources. We can summarize the situation in this case. The IO bound processes first allocated the CPU time. As they are less CPU intensive, they quickly get executed and go into the IO queue. Okay, so this can be one remedy possible, that IO bound process should be first allocated to the CPU. So if you do this thing, then they will go to the IO queue quickly. Now the CPU intensive process allocated the CPU time, and its burst time is high, it takes time to complete. While the CPU intensive process is being executed, the IO bound process complete their IO operation and move back to the ready queue. So that idea is that is summarized over here. Let the shorter job to complete first, and then go to the longer jobs. In that way, there will be effective utilizations will be there. However, IO bound process made to wait as the CPU intensive job still has finished. This leads to IO device being idle. So that was I was talking about, that if IO bound process made to wait for the CPU intensive jobs still hasn't finished, this leads to the IO device being idle, and that will somehow affect your utilization, right? So there will be less utilization. Okay, so that is a effect that is called convoy effect, and since we have already seen, you may feel that in some other cases also this effect may come, but FCFS definitely this convoy effect will be present, right? So in FCFS definitely this convoy effect will be present. So that's all for this discussion. Thank you.